Do you think Tucker realizes how ridiculous he looks? Like, do you think he has any idea that at this point, many of us are just regarding him as a comedian because he is no different than a man, I don't know, slipping on a banana and making people laugh? The things he is saying are so ludicrous and they're so entertaining. And the blatant lies, you would think that he's actually acting as a comedian trying to make us laugh and be like, what the heck is that show? Then rather somebody who takes himself very seriously and considers himself a top political cultural commentator. And I think it's important for us to remember because we do take the Tucker Carlson threat very seriously because it is serious and it's very intense, but it's also kind of hilarious. I mean, the videos that we're going to review today, I've been laughing all morning. I watched them. They're obviously edited by Milk Bar TV, who is wonderful, and he really knows how to just get to the point and show these people in such a ridiculous light. But the things he says and things he can get away with as like a serious high-level person, they're just so entertaining. They're honestly hilarious. I find them hilarious. I think you're going to find them hilarious. And so we're going to jump into them just to kind of remove a little bit of the tension and the stress of how terrible the world is. This is the enemy we're up against, a big baboon who doesn't understand anything about anything and thinks he can present a serious face and laugh disgustingly and that the whole world's going to fall for it. Don't worry, they're not going to fall for it. We've got God on our side. And at the end of the day, his lies are going to catch up with him. But first, I'm actually not going to ask you to subscribe to this channel because if you're here, hopefully you're already doing that. I just want to say thank you to all the people who have donated. There's a Buy Me a Link coffee below, and your support is truly, truly appreciated. As you all know, we don't do this there's no backing, there's no support. It's all me. And I am so grateful to every single one of you who sees what we're doing, sees the value of it, and thinks that you would like to support us and help this mission grow. So thank you. On that note, let's dive into a little bit of the Tucker shenanigans.
It's my personal belief, based on a fair amount of evidence, that they're not aliens. They've always been here. And I do think it's spiritual.
Can you articulate it?
The belief that supernatural beings take physical form. They all believe that. The Greek myths, Jesus, most famously, but that they take physical form, that they're not just like some ethereal, they're not just shadows floating around, specters, fog, that they're physical. Like, they're as real as the arm of your chair.
Did he just say, like, Jesus? Was he insinuating that, that Jesus? Oh my God.
That they reproduce with people. Again, Christianity believes that. Jesus, immaculate conception, spirit reproduces with human woman. That's what the story is.
Yeah, no, I was on February 20th, 2023. I was attacked in my bed by a spiritual being.
Physically mauled. In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon. And so I talked to a lot of people, and I was really shocked by what credible people told me. The U.S. government has, in fact, had direct contact with these beings, whatever they are. I've already told you what I think they are, and has entered into some sort of agreement with them. They could all be wrong. Of course, I can't prove it.
Yeah.
But I became completely satisfied, I'll say that they were not lying, and that they were right or in the vicinity of right.
I care about this country and what happened to it after 1945. And it's a very clear demarcation line, and it seems obvious to me that nuclear weapons are demonic. There's no upside to them at all, and that anyone who claims otherwise is either ignorant or doing the bidding of the forces that created nuclear technology in the first place, which are not human forces, obviously.
These phenomena, which are clearly, obviously real. I mean, there's no debate about that. There's a lot of shit that people can't explain in the sky and underwater. We know that. Fact. So the debate is this government technology, is it from outer space, or is it some spiritual realm here?
I've never met...
My brain's just trying to... You know what I mean?
Met a person who can isolate the moment where nuclear technology became known to man. And so where did it come from exactly? German scientists in the 30s. Really, when? Name the date. And I've never heard anybody do that. It's very clear to me that these are demonic.
And so people with this weird and destructive instinct, that's what it is. It's not a conspiracy, it's an instinct, have taken over all the levers of power.
It's not a conspiracy. It's real. It's an instinct. It's an instinct. Look, I happen to agree that nuclear powers are demonic, figuratively, I think that they're a bad thing. I just don't think that they're literally created by demons. You know, oh, hey, Angel Nuclear, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good. I'm just here today, you know, to blow up Japan. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. So you're going to help us save America in World War II? Oh, yeah. God sent me down. I'm not real. I'm just a big ball of fire.
And I think it's like a spiritual force. That's my personal view. I can't prove it, but I really believe it.
Our leadership is the worst. Yeah, they're the worst. They're like the worst people I've ever met. And maybe that's not accidental.
Yeah, I mean, could it be, I'll just raise the question, could it be that some people have received some assistance from demonic
Certainly
beings
seems that
in terms
way.
of achieving what they've achieved?
How many happy political, I don't know how many political leaders you know, but how many happy ones have you met?
Oh, gosh.
Well, why would a happy person or a healthy person want to go into very high level politics unless they're so idealistic that they believe in it so much that they're willing to destroy their entire lives? Like, yeah, of course it's bad people in politics. There are some exceptions to the rule, but if you actually want to stay in politics for a long time, you're going to have to be so manipulative and so corrupt to succeed in that. Even if you came in a good person, chances are you leave not a good one. And look, I know a lot of politicians, and I know a lot of politicians who are actually very nice people, but the reality is pretty simple. Politics is going to be a hard game to stay in if you're just playing nice and not dirty. It attracts a certain type of person, is what I'm trying to say. A narcissistic, unhealthy person who's like, I'm willing to throw everything that I love under the bus just so that I can have this power. Again, not everybody, I can think of some exceptions, but basically, in general, who would want to actually be the president of the United States?
Not I trust, put it that way.
Right, but they're all like tormented.
Yeah.
Sweaty and nervous and afraid. Don't you think those are signs?
I do.
I think you look sweaty and nervous and afraid, Tucker Carlson.
Main effort that the US government has put into its disinformation, its lying on this topic, their main interest is in convincing you that the supernatural is not real. Why has that been so important for 80 years for you to convince me the supernatural is not real? The obvious answer is, well, because they sort of know they're working for supernatural forces, actually. And I think that's probably true. I'm satisfied that I know enough, and I don't really want to know that much more. Because what I think I know is, you know, this doesn't help me at all to know that. So that's a conclusion I've reached. I'm usually pretty curious. I've stopped being curious about this because I don't want to know anymore. But
you truly don't want to know any more
nope,
about it.
I think I know. I think I know what's up.
I don't want to know because I kind of know, but I know. So trust me because I know. Sounds a lot like Candace, Tucker. Look, I have to say that as a God-fearing Jew, and as you hopefully know by now, I am Orthodox, I'm religious, I believe in God. I totally, 1,000% believe in the idea that there is a supernatural something in the world, right? That God exists and that miracles can happen and that nature is something that's actually subservient to God and not the other way around. However, I don't go as far as to think, you know, that we have aliens and demons walking around who can claw at you or who, I don't know, blow things up. That's a little bit out of my jurisdiction and out of my area of comfort on a personal level. And I think probably a lot of you agree with me on that. A lot of you think that there is definitely something more to the world, but I don't know if it manifests itself as like a physical thing that walks around us. You know, remember Candace Owens' theory that that Elon Musk is actually half battery? You know that theory of hers? So that's where you lose me on a personal level. And it's this guy who pretends that he acts on his religious beliefs whilst going out there and claiming that Christian Zionists are the worst thing that ever happened to the world. Anyway, but it doesn't end here. The comedic genius doesn't end here. It's not just that he says things which are very out of bound, as if he's trying to prove that he knows something that we all don't. He understands the supernatural because he knows. He just knows. He doesn't know, but he knows. You know what I mean? It's more than that. It's the fact that this man's willing, without any fear or any shame, to just say absolutely contradicting things in a matter of minutes and thinks he's not going to get away with it. But unfortunately for him, guys, we're better than that. And we've got good detectives out there. And if you're ready for Tucker Carlson to be exposed like nobody's business, my friends, you are going to want to watch this video.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Tucker Carlson Today. We had a broad range of possibilities for the first person to talk to as we begin this new show, this new series. But really, in the end, there was only one choice. The one person we know who has crystal clarity on what's happening, not just in this country, but in the world, someone who's watched it and chronicled it for years now. His name is Douglas Murray.
I know Douglas.
I missed that Tucker. I have to say, this is not even funny. This is sad. I missed that Tucker because he was wonderful. This was wonderful.
And I think that I've always gotten along with him, and I think that he's clever, but he's hardly an expert on anything.
Well,
So,
right.
like, what?
I don't think Trump would be a good president. I think he'd probably cancel the next election if he got elected. You know.
It happened because we didn't understand the country we preside over. And by we, not just the political class in D.C., but anybody with authority or money in the United States.
Referring to Trump, Carlson says, I hate him passionately. I can't handle much more of this.
We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait, Carlson texted.
That Trump is, in his words, a demonic force, a destroyer, but he's not gonna destroy us.
It's such an honor to be here, and it's wild. Just another day following Bobby Kennedy Jr. at a Donald Trump rally in Madison Square Garden. I mean, what?
America's.
That, I'm not even joking, that laugh. But let's watch it again. It's so ridiculous. I hate Trump. I hate Trump. Oh, Trump's president. I love Trump.
It's such an honor to be here, and it's wild. Just another day following Bobby Kennedy Jr. at a Donald Trump rally in Madison Square Garden. I mean, what?
America's supporting Israel because it's an ally.
I don't even know what those words mean. I'm just saying my principle
They're
is
an ally, right? I mean, they both.
I don't know what that means to be an ally.
Why do you not know what that means to be an ally, Tucker Carlson? It means to be a friend. Tucker Carlson, an ally means a friend. That's a friend. Somebody who's on the same team as you. That's what it means.
Qatar is like one of our closest allies in the world. The largest American air base in the Middle East is in Qatar.
Oh, we discovered. Tucker Carlson has discovered what an ally is. It's Qatar. It's not Israel. You don't even know what it means. It's in Qatar. Obviously. Oh, an ally is somebody who gives you money. Oh, that's why he thinks it is. That's why he can't compute it, because Israel doesn't give America tons and tons and tons of money. Huh. Interesting.
They're a close ally of ours.
The Chinese coronavirus is a major event. It will affect your life. And by the way, it's definitely not just the flu.
Was it 2012, 2013? I read up more people died of the flu that year than COVID.
Yeah. Would you know anyone who died of COVID?
Did people really die of COVID?
I don't know. I never knew anyone who did.
Nuclear
Yes, a lot of people that I know died of COVID.
technology. They've only been used once. If you end up killing, incinerating tens of thousands of civilians, that's just a bad thing. Let's just be honest, that's just a bad thing.
And I just don't
Amen. I
understand
agree with
why
that.
you're not calling for the use of nuclear weapons against the Ayatollah right now. I'm serious. If you really believe they're trying to murder our-
nuclear weapons. See,
whatever
that's part
it
of the
takes.
problem.
So you're a 15 or 16, 17-year-old boy. You are driven by biology to procreate.
Yes.
So you're either going to be inflicting your attentions on one of your peers who's, let's be honest, not ready for it. She's going to get hurt emotionally. Or you can have a safer, albeit technically illegal, outlet with a woman who knows what she's doing. You're not going to hurt her. You know what I mean? Like, this is harm reduction.
Now admitting that Emmanuel Macron was only 14 when they met, when he was in that play. 15, she says, whenever this affair happened. And
I'll just go with 15 and say that's wrong.
Yeah.
Isn't that child molestation?
Theme, it's the larger point that Buchanan is making, that perhaps American involvement in World War II was a mistake, that people are upset about, and that I think you can take him to task over, because I think it's a wrong and in some ways an odious point.
I think
Oh, look at Baby Tucker. Baby Tucker was also stupid then.
the story we got about World War II is all wrong. I think that's right.
And you could hardly say that this country won that war. In what meaningful sense?
The summer after my freshman year, my roommate and I decided to go down to Nicaragua for the summer and work and, get involved in the war.
I think anybody, by the way, who serves in a foreign military should lose his citizenship immediately.
Sharia is intolerant. Women have, in the Quran, fewer rights than men do. I think that in every Muslim majority country in the world, non-Muslims are treated
have fewer rights.
Sharia law is bad, Seth. I don't know if you've heard that. It's bad. It's worse than what's happening in New York and Detroit. It's just bad.
That laugh will forever haunt me. And look, I'm not going to, I have to say, I think people's opinions change. I think people's opinions change, and I don't think it's fair editing to bring something from a long while back and compare it. But it is crazy to see how much that man has just done a 180 or a 700,000 million% circle. Not that such thing exists. From being logical and sane in a voice that we all remember as like, yeah, Tucker can speak truth, to just being totally off his rocker. Off his rocker. Again, not even just the laugh, just in general. Off his rocker, saying things like, oh, Sharia law is great. Anyway, those are the people that we're up against, guys. It can't be too hard to defeat them. It just can't be that hard. Thank you for your attention to this matter.